If you want more FIFA content from me, I'm now uploading exclusive videos to Patreon. The link for that is down below. And if you want to avoid the random lottery that is FIFA points, you can go straight to the source with u7buy.com. And of course, you can use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another video. Been quick with this one. 88 rated FUT birthday Bellarabi. Now, there have been some connection issues. You're going to have to take some of the gameplay with a pinch of salt because the server load has been absolutely horrendous. On one of my accounts, I couldn't log on for about half an hour. 88 Bellarabi's FUT birthday card is available, of course, as an objective. So you can pick it up essentially for quote-unquote free. Now, of course, everybody's time is precious, although at the moment, the majority of us have got a lot of time to kill, so why not go for it, right? It's not too difficult to complete. It shouldn't take you too long, really. If you're rushing through it and quitting out of games and trying to find easy opponents, it'll take you even less time, but still. 5-star weak foot, of course, that is an upgrade over the 3-star, I think it is. Let me double check. Yeah, 3-star of the inform and the base card and the UCL and all the rest of it. But all of these FUT birthday cards have had improvements to their weak foot or to their skill moves. So, most of them should be a little bit more appealing than what they normally are. This Bellarabi is absolutely no exception. Good at high attacking work rate, medium defensive. In terms of the in-game stats, I have got a sniper on him, which is obviously going to boost that finishing. The reason I do that is, of course, I don't use wingers. So, Bellarabi will be a striker for me, or has been a striker for me, I should say. And I don't need to improve the long shots, really. The shot power is more than adequate. The attack positioning goes up by 5. The finishing is really what needed the boosting. The other thing is, of course, it's entirely up to you whether you want to put a Deadeye or whether you want to put the Sniper. The Sniper, for me, would have been the best option because him being 6 foot concerned me slightly. Not a lot, but slightly before playing. And the reason I say that is because any player above sort of 5'10 in FIFA 20 tends to lose an awful lot of mobility. Every inch is just less and less mobility, and it's just the way that the game is programmed, and that's where the term meta comes from. The meta of this game is a low center of gravity, high agility, good dribbling and pace. Bellarabi has the pace, he has the dribbling and the agility, but he doesn't have the balance and he doesn't have the low center of gravity because he is 6 foot. Now, in terms of FIFA, that is tall. So I had to try and get as much in there as agility and balance and reactions as I possibly could to help make him feel responsive. Now, as you can see, everything goes up by 5 and 7. Most things are touching 90, if not the high 90s, so agility's up to 99. And I think that gives you a very good bang for your buck in terms of points per position. He's actually now a 93 rated right wing. He goes from being an 84 rated striker to an 89 rated striker. The Deadeye, incidentally, actually does give him a better boost in terms of the overall. So he's a 94 rated right wing or a 90 rated striker. But then, like I said, the mobility could become an issue. Although you do get a shot power boost as well as a much bigger positioning boost and a bigger long shot boost. So, you know, you kind of have to go with whatever suits your play style the best. But in terms of what I felt like was going to benefit me, I've gone with that. For a card that's available for quote-unquote free through objectives, I actually think this is a really, really good card. And they could have given us something far worse than this. They could have made it more sort of long-winded, if you will. They could have added a lot more segments to it. 78 strength is going to feel a lot better in game because of his height, and it's just the way that it works. Decent stamina, not amazing, not good, but decent. You know, it's enough. Any less than that, I would be complaining. 82, I'm fine with it. And the team have got him in. It's not bad, is it? There are a few players in there very questionable. And Babu at this stage of the game, same with Dal, but not really the best of cards. And same with this, I don't actually like this guy. I don't know. I'm using him because he's Bundesliga and it's very difficult to get Chem without using him. I suppose I could swap those around and play a different player there. But either way, I'm using him because it's easy to get Chem. And I'm not a massive fan of him. But Bellarabi in that team, 4-1-2-2 as the striker. Let's get into the gameplay. Plenty to talk about then, so let's get into the first game. Some of the teams you're coming up against here, some of them are going to be really good, others are going to be really bad. It's basically people going after objectives. Doesn't matter what division you're in, doesn't matter what time of day you search. You can come up against Hullet in one game as we did in yesterday. I say yesterday. It was the review I put out earlier. I faced one guy who had like a stupidly good team full of icons, and the next game was full of a team full of non-rays. It's just whoever's going after what. But anyway, Bellarabi. This guy, for a free card, is not half bad, you know. I mean, I'm not going to give him a glowing reference and say that it's the card that you all need to rush out and build a Bundesliga team around, but he's unbelievably capable. I had a fair few amount of rage quits, which was, to be fair, quite rare for me. I don't tend to get that many. I don't know whether it was people rushing to get him done. See what I mean? Next team you come up against is just a ridiculous Player of the Month cards, icons everywhere. It's just crazy. The contrast in teams you come up against because people are going after certain objectives is just mad. But that being said, though, fair few amount of rage quits. Because the connection was quite bad as well, the sheer number of people trying to get on this game and play this game, there were a couple of games that didn't register. So, for instance, it would be like 1-1 and the game would just randomly disconnect for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So, just take it with a pinch of salt that sometimes the connection's not very good. So other times, my opponent is trying to rush through his games as quickly as he can. With that being said, I've never seen that before. Unfit to play in the top left, underneath the score, and it gives you his fitness underneath my Roy Keane there. I didn't even notice in game that had popped up. I've never seen that before. Incidentally, though, we can talk about Bellarabi's only weakness, really, his only con, if you will. We'll talk more about it in the sort of end slate as well. I don't know how easy it'll be for me to describe this and to get my point across, really, but his body type, no, not his body, is it his body type? It's his height and his body type combined, I suppose. He feels tall, and because he's got a lean body type and he's 6 foot, he feels a lot taller than 6 foot. You know, he's, for lack of a better word, lanky, right? That could affect, and does sometimes affect, his dribbling and his reactions when you don't have the best of gameplay. So in some games, the gameplay was absolutely horrendous, and you'd imagine so being a Friday evening where everybody's trying to get on to play the game and to check out the content, open packs and what have you. So, yeah, that is always going to be the case. But when you have good gameplay, you shouldn't really notice it too much. Just bear in mind that body type and his height will sometimes make the card feel not slow. That's the wrong word, because he's not slow. He's not unresponsive. He is really, really agile and really good on the ball. It's just sometimes he just feels a little bit maybe robotic, kind of. That's being a bit harsh again. It's not that often, but it is definitely worth a little mention. As you can see, we are struggling to keep games going on here because my opponents keep leaving because they're 1-0 down, and then they obviously go on to another game and see if they can pick up an easy win there to knock off their objectives. But fair few games in, and Bellarabi was super consistent in front of goal. The sniper chem style in particular, I feel, was a big contributing factor to this, because without that, he only has 80 finishing. Now, I don't know if 80 finishing is going to be good enough to really cause that much damage in front of goal. That's one of the only problems. The game you've seen in the background is not a game you will have seen already, by the way. In the top left, you have the class system. I will look to try and display that in a better way. I don't really know how to do it, but that's the class system. Now, with that, of course, you've got your class 1, which is your top tier players, all the way down to class 4, which is just avoid them. Now, that is basing every card on sort of first glance. The first time you look at them and you look at their in-game stats, that's what you think and that's what you feel. Bellarabi is well and firmly in a class 2. He's not one of the top tier cards in the game, but he's far too good to be classed as just a usable card. He is a competitive player, and in fact, in most cases, I would say that he should be good enough to go into your starting 11. Now, of course, if you are running Messi's Player of the Month card, then disregard my previous statement, because why would you want to use 88 Bellarabi when you have a Player of the Month Lionel Messi in your club? Obviously, that doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. But with that being said, again, a lot of people won't be running the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Neymar. So, Bellarabi would come as a very welcome addition to anyone's squad. And the fact that he's a quote-unquote free card is just even better. His ball control is very, very good, and in good gameplay, his reactions are very nice. He's crisp on the turn. As you can see, they're scoring another goal. He's got that 5-star weak foot, which is a problem with other Bellarabis, and in previous FIFAs as well. Bellarabi has had a few problems with regards to the weak foot. You know, like you have to make sure that you stay off that left foot because it's just not good enough. But in this FIFA now with this card and the fact that it's free is just so good. There's only really one negative. We've already talked about it. Sometimes he doesn't feel that agile or that responsive because of his height, but it's not that big a deal. It's not game breaking. It's not enough to put me off the card. He is a menace. He causes defenders so many problems, and I would definitely recommend you go and get this card. Don't let this one expire. Use your time wisely and get yourself this objective card done. Let me know if you're going to do it, have done it, if you've played with him in the comment section down below. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel for you, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.